Today we bring you the dramatic and true story of one of the world's most feared cartel leaders, Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes, known worldwide as El Mencho. For more than a decade, he led the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, a group infamous for violence, drug trafficking, and brutal attacks on authorities. His influence spread not only through Mexico, but into the United States and beyond. On February 22, 2026, El Mencho was killed in a Mexican military operation in the mountainous region of Tapalpa, Jalisco, marking one of the most significant blows against organized crime in decades. Today we'll explore his life, rise to power, the military operation that ended him, and the chaos that followed. El Mencho did not start out as a criminal mastermind. Born July 17, 1966, in Aguililla, Michoacán, Mexico, Nemesio Oseguera came from a poor farming family. Some reports even suggest he worked as a police officer in his early years before entering the drug trade. In the 1990s, he became involved in drug trafficking. He was convicted in the United States in 1994 for heroin distribution, serving several years in a U.S. prison before being deported back to Mexico. From there, his rise was swift and bloody. After returning to Mexico, El Mencho became a key figure in organized crime. By 2009, he had founded the Jalisco New Generation Cartel, CJNG, a rival to other major cartels such as the Sinaloa Cartel. Under his leadership, CJNG grew rapidly, expanding operations across Mexico and internationally. Unlike older cartels, CJNG combined traditional drug smuggling with modern tactics, including online recruitment, fuel theft, extortion, and even timeshare scams. The CJNG was also known for its military-style arsenal, including heavy weapons and drones used in attacks against rival groups and authorities. El Mencho led with fear and brutality. His cartel quickly became one of the most violent criminal organizations in Mexico. Stories from former law enforcement agents describe him as ruthless, once sending a pig's head in an ice chest as a threat to an attorney. He earned nicknames such as El Mencho, El Mata Zetas, and Don Nemesio, underscoring the terror he instilled in his enemies. Under his command, the CJNG secured territory across more than 20 of Mexico's 31 states, creating a sprawling network of drug labs, trafficking routes, and armed fighters. El Mencho's impact was not limited to Mexico. The U.S. government offered a reward of up to $15 million for information leading to his capture, making him one of the most sought-after fugitives on the planet. Yet, for years he eluded arrest, protected by the loyalty of his cartel and the dangerous terrain in parts of Mexico. Interpol and the U.S. Drug Enforcement Administration placed him at the top of international most wanted lists, alongside names like El Chapo. In early 2026, Mexican Special Forces identified a lead on El Mencho's location, based on intelligence shared with U.S. agencies. On February 22nd, a coordinated military raid was launched in Tapalpa, a mountainous town in the western state of Jalisco. Soldiers, the National Guard, and intelligence units moved in under cover of darkness, surrounding the compound where the cartel leader was believed to be hiding. As the soldiers approached, gunfire erupted. Cartel members opened fire with automatic weapons, forcing Mexican forces to engage in a fierce gunfight. Heavy weapons were used on both sides, and after intense combat, El Mencho was fatally wounded. He was transported by helicopter for medical treatment, but died en route to Mexico City from his injuries. El Mencho's death sent shockwaves across the nation. Almost immediately, cartel members loyal to him reacted violently. Roads were blocked with burning vehicles, dozens of attacks were recorded, and in some areas, entire cities were effectively shut down. In Guadalajara, Mexico's second-largest city, residents stayed home as fear spread. Airlines canceled flights, Authorities instructed citizens to shelter indoors, and the government declared heightened alerts in many states. The chaos was unprecedented, with attacks and reprisals erupting in more than 20 states. The world watched closely. Governments including the United States, Canada, and European countries issued travel warnings for parts of Mexico and urged citizens to exercise caution. In Washington, officials said the operation was a major achievement in disrupting international drug networks, but also warned that the power vacuum left behind could lead to further instability. Experts now believe that with El Mencho gone, the CJNG faces internal turmoil. His son, Ruben Oseguera Gonzalez, known as El Menchito, had already been sentenced to life in U.S. prison, weakening El Mencho's immediate line of succession. Now several high-ranking cartel commanders are reportedly vying for leadership, with no clear successor emerging yet. This fragmentation could lead to even more violence as rivals fight for power. The death of El Mencho marks a pivotal moment in the ongoing Mexican drug war. Some hail it as a victory, striking at the heart of one of the world's most violent criminal organizations. Others warn it may be the beginning of an even bloodier chapter, as cartel violence adapts and evolves. What remains certain is this: the legacy of Nemesio Oseguera Cervantes will be studied for years, not just as a cautionary tale, but as a stark reminder of the deep challenges that lie in confronting organized crime.